Do you have any suggestions on how you utilize the relationship guide?
I mean, we've talked about that already, but employee conflict. If you have two people that are kind of butting heads, going head to head, or, that they just kind of have that constant conflict, or you're like, wow, these two should work really well together. What is going on? And then you find out, oh, they're the same person. So neither of them are listening to each other, right? It's true. You can actually see that, and it's right there. And then you can have a lot of, again, our people are task oriented, they're data driven, and they like to know the facts. So we could put that right in front of them, and it's really hard to argue against it, because even if they might pick one little piece, the majority of it, they're like, oh yeah, you're right, I need to work on that. So I think that's why that piece is just huge.
Yeah, so being a high B, coming to a place where there are not a lot of high Bs, and I came from a team of trainers that were all high Bs, I knew that people didn't hate me, but I felt that way sometimes. Why aren't these people talking to me? Why are they so quiet? Why aren't they opening up to me? And I'm like, duh, Ashleigh, because that's not who they are as people. And once I wrapped my head around that, I had to remind myself, I didn't take it personally that when I would want to go have a conversation, they would just accost me with their questions of what they needed, and they weren't doing any of the small talk. So, yeah.
Well, how about, again, we're just going to go down. Any suggestions on how you utilize personal development guide?
I've used that for a couple of employees and their managers. That is what I want to put into our new hire statuses. That way people can really have an understanding of who they are and where they could improve or what their strengths are. So I think it's a great tool. Unfortunately, I've just not been able to utilize it as much as I would like to, but it's on my radar.
I mean, the small pieces there is just looking at that career path, the coaching tips that are included in there, working with the managers to figure out, okay, where is this person interested in going? Where are their thoughts? We've done deep dives into individuals where we literally go through, behavioral assessment. Then we have the personal development, the manager's guide. We have all those, it's like a packet that we talk through to figure out, okay, what am I doing wrong with this person? Or what am I not doing great with this person? What am I doing well? How can I build that in? And then looking at, again, with a little bit of restructuring, who are the correct people for the leadership roles? Who are the people who should be out and, representing the firm, and looking at those pieces. So, all the tools we've really just started to bundle and use to make sure that we have, and Michael will appreciate this, right person, right seat. It's the biggest thing.
Yeah. How about the group analytics? I know we've used that. We actually use that to look at account managers before, see if we've got the right pattern and things. But
that's the one where the boxes are stacked, right? Group analytics? No.
Boxes are stacked.
It's the factor A, B, C, and then where that person is, they're in a rectangle. No, never mind. We'll move on.
It's probably we've used it before. I just usually do it for it.
Got it.
Yeah.
The circle, the target one is
yeah.
So group analytics, you're shaking your head that I'm not crazy. Okay. So how have we used that before?
Yeah.
I have put the sales team on there and given it to the sales team manager. Mm-hmm. I have done that for the different teams and shared it with the team specifically, shared it with the manager. And I've also looked at it to see if we're deficient in areas, to see if we have all low C's, but we really need some people that get stuff done and aren't just the dreamers, We have that issue on our leadership team. We have one high C in our leadership team, and the rest of us are low C's. So we drive Pat, she's our CIO, crazy, absolutely nuts. But it is good for looking at just holistically the team to see where the factors lie, and see where you're deficient, or see if there's really a commonality between those factors, so that when you are putting together a job assessment, you can kind of see the lay of the land for that particular team. So that's how I've used it before.
Good?
Yeah.
And then the team dynamics go into that too. Bree, you had said you've been using the team dynamics.
More so, a little bit.
You go into any depth in that?
It really does come down to all of the different pieces and understanding how people make decisions or how they communicate or if they're delegating details. And when you can visualize an entire department all at one time and see them all in front of you, it starts to make sense, and you start to really see, because again, we work in employee benefits, we work at property and casualty, so your commercial lines of insurance, we do personal lines, so we have, and then we have wellness. We have a lot of diversity in terms of our departments, and you can actually start to see those commonalities, and as we're continuing to work to break down those silos and build relationships within our own departments, that has helped for people to actually just visualize, because a lot of us, well, I should say that, some of us are visual learners and some of us like to have that. And then not to mention the insights that you can look at and then the different strategies you can build off of that. It allows people to have a greater that's what PI is about, right? Self-awareness. It allows people to create a greater self-awareness of themselves, but then also just awareness of who their coworkers are, who their manager is, and being able to understand that and strengthening the team to make sure that we are as successful as we can be.